AITA for refusing to babysit my sister's kids after I found out she's been sneaking into my house with her affair partner while pretending to visit me. I, 32F, always thought my sister Anna, 35F, and I were close. She was bossy when we were kids, but fiercely protective. The kind of sister who'd pull you into a dumb plan and then cover for you if it went sideways. As adults, we slid into the same rhythm, drop-in playdates, shared takeout, the sort of easy family overlap where nobody kept strict schedules. I liked that. I wanted our kids to have cousins who actually knew each other. Anna has 2 little kids, 6 and 4, and her husband Greg works stupid hours sometimes. I have 1 daughter, 5, and my husband Mark works from home, so our days mesh. For a long time, Anna popping over unannounced felt normal. Then, over the last 6 months, her visits changed in ways that didn't feel normal at all. First, the questions got oddly specific. Instead of "wanna come by," she started asking things like, "When do you usually run to the store? Does Mark have meetings in the mornings or afternoons? When does your girl nap these days?" She'd ask about my grocery runs when I took the dog out, even whether I had a dentist appointment coming up. I told myself she was being helpful, maybe she was coordinating playdates, but a little knot grew in my stomach. Then there was the weird push to get me out of the house whenever she was over. "You should take the kids to the park. It's beautiful out," she'd say. "Go get ice cream. We'll be fine here." She did this so often it stopped feeling like generosity and started to feel like choreography. At the time, I chalked it up to her being kind, to letting me have a break. In hindsight, it's obvious why she'd want me out. The moment everything snapped into place happened about a month ago. I had taken my daughter to a birthday party and told Anna I'd be out until around 4 p.m. The party wrapped up early, and we got home at 2:30. I opened the front door and froze. Anna was inside my living room, and she wasn't alone. A man I didn't know was standing by my bookshelf, looking like he'd just seen the worst possible surprise. He bolted for the back door when he noticed me. He was tall, fit, late 30s maybe. Definitely not Greg. "Who the hell is that?" I asked, my voice sharper than I meant. Anna's face drained. She fumbled for words. He's just a friend. He was dropping something off, I swear." She sounded ridiculous. "He ran out the back." "Friends don't run out of the back." I turned and saw his jacket on the stair rail, a gym bag half tucked under the coffee table. My daughter toddled over, pulling at my hand, oblivious. The house smelled like someone had been smoking in the hallway, and there were 2 paper cups in the sink. Finally, Anna broke. She admitted, with tears and little gasps, that the guy was someone she'd been seeing from her gym, and that they'd been meeting at my house because it was safe. Safe, meaning away from Greg. Safe, meaning out of sight. I felt cold all the way through. She pleaded with me not to tell Greg, said it was complicated, that she needed a place where nobody asked questions. I told her to get out. I told her never to bring him into my home again. She cried, big, theatrical crying, but then, while still standing there, she asked if I could babysit her kids that weekend. I just stared. "You want me to watch your kids after you've been using my house as your tryst spot?" I asked. She exploded. "You're punishing the kids for my stupid choices," she yelled. "You're selfish. You'd rather make me suffer than help family." Then she left, saying I'd regret this. And I shut the door behind her. After that, the call started. My mom rang, voice worried but pushing. "She's struggling, Ratch. Can you just help for now? The kids need stability." My dad, predictably blunt, said nothing at first. Anna spun it the way people do when they need sympathy. She told everyone I'd turn my back on her when she needed help the most. In family group chats, I went from the sister who's always around to the cold one who won't help. People I'd known forever texted, "Are you sure you're not overreacting?" Here's the thing. If Anna had come clean and asked for help openly, things would be different. If she'd said, "I'm seeing someone I shouldn't, I need a plan. I'm getting counseling, I won't use your house," I might have helped with babysitting while she fixed things properly. Instead, she used my place as a cover and then expected me to be the stage manager for the fallout. Update, 5 days later. I told my mom, bluntly, that I wouldn't be covering for Anna. She cried on the phone and said, "Your sister is my child too." I said, "So is my child. I'm not going to risk my home or my daughter's safety because your other child can't stop lying." That didn't go down well. Mom accused me of being heartless. She said, "You could at least do weekends." I said no. Anna showed up at my door that night, mascara streaked, voice slippery. She sobbed, "Please, Ratch, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to go on like this. I need help." She kissed my daughter's head and begged me to babysit the next day. I told her flatly, "You lost my trust. Until you stop using my house as a hideout and tell Greg what you're doing, I won't watch your kids." That lit a fuse. She accused me of wanting her to fail and of being petty. She left screaming about how I was making a spectacle and how I'd pushed her into the corner. That was rich given she'd been the one sneaking around in my home. Update, 2 weeks later. Of course, Greg found out. Not for me, she slipped. She left messages on the family iPad, forgot to delete a string of texts. He read them. He saw her saying how easy it was to meet at my place and how naive I was to just let her do it in the open. The thing I'd feared, her web of lies unspooling, happened without me doing a single thing. Greg confronted Anna. She tried to blame me, said I'd been distant, and that she had nowhere else to go. She claimed she told me everything, a lie. He found the messages, the evidence, and turned white. The house I grew up in split into two sides. Messages from people thanking me for not covering for Anna, and others accusing me of not saving the marriage. There was a strange, quiet moment when Greg called me. He said, "You didn't have to be the hero, but thank you for not lying." He looked gaunt on the video, like someone who woke up to a house he didn't recognize. He didn't shout. He said, "If you'd covered for her, we might still be in the dark. I don't know how to fix this." That message felt like validation in a way my mother's guilt trips never could. Anna moved out 2 days later. She took a suitcase and 2 crabby kids and disappeared into a friend's spare room. Divorce papers were threatened. Our parents' texts were a mess, Mom alternately defending Anna and then whispering apologies. Dad eventually sat me down and said quietly, "I'm proud you set boundaries." That meant more than I expected. Update about a month later. I stopped babysitting completely. I told everyone I wasn't available for last-minute drops, weekend swaps, or the I'm in a bind calls. My house is my house, not a pit stop for someone conducting an affair. The relief was immediate. My daughter's routine returned to predictable calm, and that matters. Anna tried to reach out a few times, sometimes sobbing, sometimes furious. She'd drop manipulative things in the family chat about how the kids miss their aunt. I'd reply once, "They miss the idea of their aunt. If you want to be in their lives, do the hard thing, be honest, and stop using other people's homes as your hiding place." That got a flurry of angry replies from relatives who wanted peace, not pain. Some relatives stayed distant. Others called to check on me genuinely. Professionally, the ripple was minor but present. A coworker asked if I was okay, and I told them I had family drama. That was enough. The workplace doesn't need details. The biggest consequence was emotional. A part of me grieved the sister I thought I had. You don't expect a sibling to use you like a stage prop. I did the practical things, changed what keys I'd given out, tightened my privacy settings on the smart lock, updated the Wi-Fi password, and made a rule that visitors would be announced. Little armor but solid. Final update, 6 weeks later. Anna and Greg are separated now. Whether they divorce formally is still on the table, but realistically it seems likely. The kids see both of us in different ways, structured visits with Greg, and mine are more consistent. My daughter sleeps better. My house is quiet in a good way. Mom still occasionally texts that I'm too harsh, but Dad has been consistent in his support. Some family friendships broke. Some were repaired. The rotation of who sided with whom lost its energy once facts were on the table, and people had to make real decisions about loyalty versus truth. Would I have liked to handle it differently? Maybe. I would have preferred Anna to come clean, to ask for help openly, to do the hard repair work before anything else. But she didn't. She used my home and then expected me to paper over the damage she caused. Refusing to babysit was one small boundary I could control that protected my child and my space. People ask if I regret being the person who wouldn't be there for family. I don't. Boundaries aren't cruelty. They're preservation. I'm not the villain in this story. I'm the person who closed a door that had been used without permission. That's the end.